your experiences under him. I feel like he had to be a guy. He pulled the best out of his players, but certainly I'd imagine out of his coaches as well.
He did. He had a gift that when I was a head coach, I always kind of would sit and hope I was doing it. You felt guilty if you lost because you wanted him. You knew he took it so personal. And there was not one day, honestly, at South Carolina, I could say that I worked harder on the field than he did. I mean, he was a guy that at practice in the office, you knew he was getting after it. And just over those years, he's a guy that, yeah, he was tough at times, but you could relay that to him. There were days I'd just say, Coach, this is ridiculous. And he'd say, well, that's my opinion. It's the way it's going to be. And then an hour later, he'd come get you and go, hey, let's go to Rosewood Dairy Bar and get lunch. And tell me why you think that's a bad idea for practice or whatever. So it was, even from that point, I was 25 years old when I started on his coaching staff. I had told people throughout my career, until I was a head coach, I never felt more involved than I did with him. He made all of us, from Coach Tolman, Coach Myers, all of us as coaches, just really feel our opinion mattered. And that is a tremendous talent to be able to do. And I think that's why he's had so much success as an athletic director as well.
Yeah. Now that you mentioned that staff, man, what a star-studded that staff that was with Coach Tolman and the others that you guys, Monty Lee obviously joining at some point, but favorite, obviously your two stints at South Carolina were a little bit different. Your favorite memory from the first stint? Again, you guys went to the College World Series in 2002. I mean, again, those were some fantastic ball clubs you guys had during your first run there, I should say.
Yeah, God, I got so many. That 2000, I sit here with a beard. Coach Tanner, up until that point, would not let players have facial hair. He's a huge Yankees fan.
Mm-hmm.
Why our uniforms look so much like them. That 2000 team talked him into having facial hair and long hair until they lost. And if you look back, we won our first 22 games. So we go 22-1. We lose on a Sunday to a really good Pat McMahon Florida team. And Coach Tanner gets them in the locker room, gets on them, says the facial hair's got to be gone by tomorrow. And I'll never forget a senior, Nate Janowitz, stood up and said, hey, Coach, we didn't lose because of our facial hair, which was a big thing to stand up to Coach Tanner back then. He goes, give us one more loss. And he goes, okay. They won 15 more, I believe. So when we were 37-1 or whatever, it was an incredible number, and lost again, I think, at Arkansas. No more facial hair comments. It was just like, hey, let's go with it. But the most special moment, obviously, in my first 10 years, beating Miami. Just that day that was our third super regional. They had all been 3-2. We're sitting over, I'm standing at first base looking at the scoreboard going, oh, my God, it's going to be 3-2 again. Because we lost to Stanford by that score. We lost to Lafayette. So just to see it all. And then that final play, kid Timmy Seaton, who was our he claimed to get saves we put him in right field in the ninth inning and makes that incredible catch over the bullpen fence to end the game. So no doubt that one. Going to Omaha, that 2002 team it'll always get to be number one, but I kid you not, everything else is 1, B, and C. There's a lot of great memories.